Good morning and welcome to our history class. Today we will start our new chapter. It is related with Mughal Empire. In India, how the Mughal Empire was founded and who was the early Mughals, means who started rule over the India in the beginning. And meanwhile, we will read about the another one important person who is famous in history for his administrative reforms, Sher Shah Suri. So first of all, we will discuss about today Babur. Last 2-3 chapters you are listening about the medieval India. There you have read about the Delhi Sultanate and the second phase about the Mughal Empire. So 1526, that was the end era of the Delhi Sultanate. From 1526 to the 1857, it was the era of the Mughal Empire. Basically, they belong from the another side, but how they reached in India, that is a very interesting story. So first we will discuss about the Zaharuddin Muhammad Babur. So when Babur, according to our chapter, in the first paragraph, it is given about the Babur invasion. When Babur entered in our country, our political history was really very different. The Delhi Sultanate on the eve of the disintegration or end. Because already from the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, a lot of, we can say, changes came in our Delhi Sultanate. Disintegration started in the north also and in the south also. About the Deccan and south, you read in the last chapter about the Vijayanagar and the Bahmani kingdom. And in the north, the last 5th dynasty, that was the Lodi dynasty, they were the ruler of the Delhi. So, in the Lodi dynasty, Ibrahim Lodi, he was the ruler, and in his time period, in the north area, we can say Delhi Sultanate, their power was limited. Delhi, Agra and some more areas. Almost in the north, there were the Rajputs were also effective, but a very common picture that there were the disunity among the all kingdoms. None of the ruler, they were having a thought about our northern western part of India or the boundaries of the Afghan side, that maybe outsider can enter in our country. It was the situation when almost there were the small maximum and some big kingdoms were there, but they were limited themselves within their rule. Means their kingdoms, where the land ended, their territory, that was their kingdom. So basically they were thoughtful about the area which they used to govern. Least bother about the common unity or the problem of our country. So in this time period, a person named Zaharuddin Muhammad Babur, who was the descendant of the Amir Temur and Genghis Khan. From his father's side, Amir Temur, and from the mother's side, there were the Genghis Khan. So both blood he had. An ambitious person, and from the early childhood, he was having stories about our country. So he decided to invade India, and he was in the thought to invade. Later on, he was invited in the very different way to come and invade India by one of the Afghan, we can say one of the noble of Ibrahim Lodi. Let us focus about the early life of Babur. About the early life at the 11 age. When he was at the 11 years old, that time only he lost his father. So he has his own kingdom. It is known as the small kingdom Fargana, and then he was able to conquer Samarkand. So both are related with the Central Asia. Later, within the short time period, he was having a very teenage, so he lost both Fargana and Samarkand. So he was homeless and wandered here and there, and he was having some bond quality. He was ambitious, he was having the quality of the courage, and in any of the different situation he never lost his heart. So he was having really a determination in attitude and extraordinary generalship. So it was the very strong point of the Babur's nature. So meanwhile he was able to get the area of the Kabul, but he was unable to get back conquer Samarkand. So it was the time of the 1522 when Daulat Khan Lodi, he was the governor of Punjab, and he was not happy with his Sultan of Delhi, Ibrahim Lodi, who was really very cruel and unpopular. So normally at this time everybody was fed up with Ibrahim Lodi. His behavior was not good. Means he never thought, and he used to insult the people, especially the noble in his court. So anyhow they were fed up with the behavior of the Ibrahim Lodi. So Daulat Khan Lodi, he invited Babur to invade India. When he called Babur to invade India, he might have a thought that Babur belonged from the family of Timur and Changiz, and both one by one they came to India to invade India, and after invading they have taken money and wealth and they return back to their country. But it was the thought of Daulat Khan Lodi. Another hand, in the mind of the Babur, to conquer India, not for money and wealth, for the purpose of ruling. If you remember that Muhammad Ghori's dream, same dream seen by Babur for our country, after conquering that become the ruler of our country. So first of all, Babur entered in our country, and then he had the battle with Daulat Khan Lodi, 1524, and later on while defeating he returned back. Again he came with the preparation, and this time he defeated Wesley to Daulat Khan Lodi and marched at the side Delhi. When Daulat Khan Lodi come to know about the idea of Babur, then only he informed Ibrahim Lodi that Babur invasion in such way. So there were the first battle of Panipat 1526 between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Panipat at present also this place. After Delhi 80 kilometers we will move ahead, then area of Punjab, the place of the Panipat. And the very first battle in 1526 between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. So when the Babur entered in India, no doubt he was having a very small army. The number of soldiers were really less. There were no match between the number of soldiers of Babur's army and the number of soldiers in Ibrahim army. But differences was there. Babur's army was well equipped, means with the modern technique. They entered in our country. They brought artillery, means basically gunpowder, first time they used in our country. And there were the army with the discipline attitude. Babur maintained the discipline, and the army men, they were really loyal to the Babur, and they were having a thought about their master. So they were the obedient, they were the disciplined, and they were the loyal people. And in such way, when the army entered in our country, the Ibrahim Lodi, no doubt he was having a very big army. Clash started, but Babur, he was having some important quality. What was the quality of Babur? He was an extraordinary man who was having the born leadership. He was having the experiences of the battlefield. He was master to control all the situation, and it resulted very soon. He was able to defeat Ibrahim Lodi. And then he led the foundation of the Mughal Empire in our country. So normally in the history, we are having the question that who led the foundation of Mughal Empire in India. So we are having the answer Babur. But in the Akbar's chapter, I will teach you next chapter how Akbar became the real founder of the Mughal Empire. So in this situation, Babur, he was declared as the ruler of Delhi, and then the Mughal era started in our country. So the battle of Panipat, really it was the very important battle where the Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi. But in this battle, the very important thing, Babur, he need not to face a lot of difficulty. Now for him a new challenge was waiting, and that was very important challenge for him. That the next enemy was the Rajput ruler, and especially Rana Sanga of Mewar. So that person was very important for Babur, as Babur has to face a lot of problem with them. And then the ambitious Afghan nobles, they were also thought to defeat Babur. So another hand, Babur has to face the problem of his own soldiers. They were war-weary and homesick. Last year in class 6 chapter, when you read about the Alexander the Great, he was having the problem of the war-weary and the homesick soldier. Same way, the Babur also faced the problem in the Battle of Khanwa. There really, he gave a very nice message to his soldiers, and it resulted the soldiers, even a time period came when they refused to fight in the battle, but they prepared themselves for battle, and even they defeated the Rajput rulers. So Babur, he was very firm with his determination. He already determined that he will stay back in India and he will be the ruler of our country. So it resulted, he started once again his proper way of his thinking. Here it is discussed about the impression of his speech. Yes, Babur gave one speech to his army men. His army men said that it is said our stars are not good for this battlefield. If we will fight, we will be loser. So here nobody will remain. So how our family member, our countrymen, they will come to know that we are no more in this world. Then Babur said, first of all, fortune favors fool. So you should decide your own destiny, and normally the brave soldiers, they are waiting for this type of battlefield. If we will be winner, we will be the ruler of this place, and then our people will come to know that now we are the ruler of the Hindustan. And another side, if we are really dead, no matter, we will be declared as the Shaheed, and then our forefather, they will be happy that we fought the battle with bravely. In such way, he discussed all these things in his speech to his soldiers, and it resulted the soldiers already who refused to fight in the battlefield, now they are ready to fight in the battlefield. So in the battle of Khanwa, the Rajput ruler Rana Sanga, already Rana Sanga, he was having experience of the 100 battles. It is said he lost one side of his hand leg and even the eyesight in the battlefield, but still he was really very brave. Even the Rajput, they also think when they were having the battle with Rana Sanga. And he came with full of courage to fight with the Babur. So in this battle, really the battle was started, and in a great struggle, Babur was able to win over the Rana Sanga. So now there were no obstacle on the way of Babur from the side of the Rajput. It was the very important battle, more than Panipat, Battle of Khanwa, for the victory of the Babur. Again, Rajput ruler Medini Rai, again he gave challenge to Babur in the Battle of Chanderi. It was in 1528. And in this battle, once again, Babur shown his extraordinary generalship, and he was able to defeat Medini Rai and his group. So in such way, he received the area and the popularity. Again, the next battle was there. It was the Battle of Khagra. So there were the Afghans of the Bihar, Bengal, and then only they had this Battle of Khagra. Later on in this battle also Babur was winner. So first battle Panipat 1526, Battle of Khanwa 1527, Battle of Chanderi 1528, and Battle of Khagra 1529. It resulted Babur not only the Delhi or nearby area, Punjab, Delhi, Gangetic plain of the Bihar, everywhere he became the master. 4 years, 1526 to 1530, he was in India, and 1530 only he was dead, and many stories are behind his death. Means some people believe that his elder son, he had the 4 sons, and among them the eldest one was the Humayun. Humayun fell sick, and many of the people came to treat Humayun, but Humayun was not getting cured. Day by day his condition becoming worse and worse. So they suggested Babur to take round of the Humayun's court and pray to Lord to cure the Humayun, but his life will be in danger because he will replace with the sickness of Humayun. Babur as a father, he did, and finally Humayun started getting well and the Babur fell sick. In such situation, in 1530, Babur was dead. So among the Mughals, his body, according to his desire, it was buried at the site of his place, Kabul. So his burial is not, his tomb is not in India, it is in Kabul, at present in Afghanistan. So Babur, he is famous in Indian history for the foundation of he laid the foundation of the Delhi, we can say Mughal Empire. And then another important thing about the Babur, he did not get the time to consolidate his empire. Only he was the winner of the area. Later on, all the things he has given among his people, especially he ordered his elder son Humayun to take the charge of Delhi, and rest part gave according to his desire among his brother. The very important quality of Babur, Babur memories. Here we will discuss about the Babur's Tuzuk-e-Babri. Babur was really a great writer. He was having the quality of the good writer. So it is autobiography of Babur. In this autobiography, he discussed about his country, about the custom, habit, appearances, manners, and everything. He discussed about his nation. So he was having, in the first part, we can read and understand the patriotic feeling of Babur towards his nation. Another part, he has written about Hindustan, about the wind, about the weather, about the custom, about the celebration, about the color, about the food, about the habits, about the people's manner, each and everything, keen observation Babar did and he has done in his book. So one side holded he sword, another hand with the pen. And very important thing, whole day he was busy in battlefield. During the evening he used to make plan for the next day battlefield, and the late night he used to write the experience. Even some of the stormy night he lost the writing things also, but again he write. So it was his quality, a very brave person. So this is the very important source to know about the India and that time of the Kabul and that area. So during the era of Akbar, Tuzke-Babri, it was translated into the Persian language, and this is known as the Babar Nama. So it is the composition about the nature, about the birds, about the all seasons. Everything is composed in this book. So for today, this much we will read. So it is your responsibility, read your chapter. Last chapter work I have given you, I hope you have completed. So this chapter work next time I will give, so you have to complete it. But first you will complete the first chapter. That was the last chapter, Vijayanagar Kingdom. And then only you will manage this chapter. So read this chapter and learn the important word. This is very important for you all, and complete the work of the Vijayanagar Kingdom. Thank you, children.